2011 South African National Rally Championship got underway with its traditional opening round, the Total Tour Natal, along the south coast of KwaZulu-Natal, with Rally HQ in Amanzimtoti. Drawing the most attention was the expected battle between the factory BP Ultimate Volkswagen Polos, the Works Castrol Toyota Auruses, and a plethora of privately entered Ford Fiestas and a pair of Peugeot 207s built to WRC specification. Surprisingly, the first day was not dominated by any of the factory entries, as privateers Mark Cronje, a former Toyota Works driver, and Robin Houghton took the early lead in their Sasol-backed Fiesta and slowly built it up after winning all 5 of the first day's stages. Behind them, BP Volkswagen teammates Herken Fecken, Pierre Aris and Enzo Kuhn, Guy Hodgson had a ding-dong battle for second place, chased by Zimbabwean Konrad Rothenbach and his new French co-driver Nicolas Klinger in their G-Fuel Ford Fiesta. The 2 Castrol Toyota Auruses of Johnny Gemmell, Drew Sturrock and Leroy Poulter, Elvin Coetzee hovered just inside the top 10 as the team considered the event more as a shakedown run, while neither of the 2 brand new Pertec 207s made it into stage 2. Day 2 began with an onslaught from Rothenbach, who won the first 2 stages and moved into second behind Cronje. Rothenbach took the lead from Cronje in stage 10, but in the following stage, disaster struck Cronje when a broken wheel cost him 12 minutes and retirement. This brought BP Volkswagen's Jan Habich with Robert Paisley in the hot seat to within striking distance, and with 2 stages to go, the gap between the 2 cars was a mere 0.3 of a second. On the final gravel stage of the Total Tour Natal, however, a slight misfire in the Polo put all chances of a final stage showdown to rest, and Rothenbach could cruise to an 8.2 seconds victory. Behind the battle for the lead, impressive performances came from JP Damso and Carolyn Swan in their older Team Total Toyota Runex, who finished 5th, and Nicholas Ryan and Jeff Tyrer in their NAD Polo, who were 6th. 2009 Dakar winner and rally debutant Janelle de Villiers, along with Ralph Pitchford, placed the 4th BP Volkswagen Polo 8th. The scene is set for a fascinating season ahead. Rothenbach has put down a marker, and the factory teams have a new man to watch.
Welcome to the South African Rally Championships Round 1 Total Tour Natal. In this edition, we're going to be taking a look at the Junior Championships, which consist of the Super 1600 and the Super 1400s. Let's go take a look at the drivers and see who is going for the #1 spot.
The South African National Junior Rally Championship has been established for this season and will be fought out between the runners in A7, in the new class S1600 in place of A6, and S1400, which replaces A5. A7, N4 and N3 will be phased out this year, although many familiar faces remain.
Googs, reigning champion, downgrade for the next rally, but you've got a lot of work to do with those youngsters.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm really happy that the formation of the rally series has been consolidated in such a way that you've got a bigger group, especially in the Super 1600 class. And I think that's an ideal position that Volkswagen have put me in, and my duties are to go and win the Super 16 class, you know. And hopefully someday it might actually upgrade to a proper car, or should I say an S2000 rather.
Karting champ gone rallying. What's happened here, Ian?
Yeah, well, we know we're in the karting with Leroy Poulter and Neil Curtis, and obviously Leroy being in the S2000, trying to follow in his footsteps. So it's good, you know, I like the rally. It's really fun, it's exciting, it's challenging, it's good.
Very different though, you've got no one to rival you on the track. It's you, the time, and your navigator.
Yes, it's totally different from anything I've ever done, you know, completely different from karting, racing. I mean, karting is just you in the car, you don't have to listen to anyone. Yeah, you got this oak talking to you the whole time throughout the stage. It's, you know, it's a whole different ball game.
So first off the traditional starting ramp, the A7 BP Volkswagen Vivo of Gugu Zulu and Carl Peskin, followed by Rocky Reyneke and Christa Ackermann in their A7 Volkswagen Polo. Lots of interest at the starting ramp. There's Craig Trott and Robbie Coetzee in their S1600s Team Total Toyota Runex take the start, followed by Ashley Haig, Smith and Hilton Allfrey in the Castrol Ford Fiesta. There's Stephanie Hugo along with Angela Shields in their Team Total Toyota Runex, and we're all set for the action. The first 2 stages towards the west of Umzinto, in the sugarcane fields there, some forest areas, some high speed and some very tight corners.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and of course we'll watch out for some reigning champions, including this man, Gugu Zulu. All thumbs up for now.
A good start to their rally for Gugu Zulu and Carl Peskin. Of course, they only have one other competitor in A7, and this will be the first and last event that they will travel in this car.
Well, they will be at a Super 16 as from the Sasol Rally, so we're looking forward to that as well. So Zulu putting down a great marker as well after stage 1, 7 1.5.6. So everybody else has to go quicker or thereabouts.
Will Rocky Reinicke and Christa Ackermann be able to do it in their A7 Volkswagen Polo? I doubt it. And at the end of this stage, they were actually 33 seconds slower than Gugu Zulu and Carl Peskin.
Already that's an indication, though, isn't it, Hendrik, that Zulu is certainly on the pace right now and is showing no fear.
First of the 1600 cars, it's Chad Conradi and Kes Naidu in their Silverton Engineering Toyota Auris. And they will be setting the benchmark time in S1600. How close will they be to Zulu?
Well, very close indeed. They set down a marker after stage one, 7:22.6. So Chad Conradi, Kes Naidu in the mix already. The Total Evolution car at the moment, Craig Trott, Robbie Coetzee in the Runex, really good. Also, a former multiple A6 champion as well.
Yep, and they went slower by 2.6 seconds behind Chad Conradi. And at the end of the second stage, that gap grew a little bit more.
Yeah, I know. He really didn't get it all together in the first stage, but was looking for improvement. I guarantee you there'll be plenty in the stages to come.
Watch this young man, if Ashley Haig Smith and Hilton Allfrey in their Castrol Fiesta. They are still learning that car. Of course, it's the first event of the season. But this man is very, very promising.
Yeah, car 54. I also felt that they got off to a really good start, setting a pretty good, cool time. About 5th fastest, but they could improve on that later on.
Ended up 10.4 seconds off the pace. Hugo and Shields, the all-ladies team in the Team Total Toyota Runex. And a lot of people interested in a number of the female teams running in South African rally.
Well, and why wouldn't they be? Every other woman sitting on the couch watching this will be fist pumping. Come on, girls, go for it.
They love to navigate, don't they? They're on board with Shields and Hugo.
Well, you know, she can pedal. I mean, you can see what she's having to do to steer this car and keep it on the track. It's no easy mug, and of course, these roads are very, very difficult.
Well, they seem to be just easing into the rally at this stage, not quite keeping the pace of the leaders.
On board with Shields and Hugo again, and the closure of stage number 2 finds himself 33 seconds down at the moment, still chasing.
Megan Verlaak and Lorraine Duplessis in their S1400 BP Volkswagen Polo, the first of the 1400s, and they will be setting the benchmark in this stage. Another all-ladies team, lots of interest in them.
Well, forming class A5, it's now called the Super 1400. So this is a really good rally to test their skills on.
Indeed. On board we go with them. And oh dear, that's the Peugeot 207 of High Laterton. So that looks like the end of their rally. Not a good one for them. Guy Bottrell and Simon Vasey-Lyle in their S1600 Yato Tools Toyota Runex. Lots of interest in him as well. Of course, he's a star from circuit racing. And let's see how he goes along with his navigator this year.
So very rough conditions at the moment, as we can see, and the roads are very tight. So no stranger out of motor racing, as you say, in the Shelby Can-Ams.
Long career in karting and then in sports car racing, now trying out rallying, also still getting to know it. Mona Janssen van Rensburg and Rikus Fourie here in their S1600 GC Diesel Vivo. One of the class favorites, really, for the championship in S1600 this year. He was 25 seconds off the pace at the end of this stage. Christoph and Celeste Snyder's brother and sister pairing in their S1600 Polo.
And I think they surprised everybody because they put down some good markers in stage 1 and they're going along quite nicely. And this is my tip, watch out for this. I think they're going to do well if they can keep the car going.
I think that's a very good tip. They were only 3rd fastest in this stage in this class and staying with the leaders. Henk Latergan now, along with Pierre Jordan, Henk of course, son of Hein, and the second of the S1400 cars in the little Vivo. And immediately going fastest on the stage in this class.
Yeah, well, we wish him the best of luck. Of course, there's a long way to go here. All right, 62, Clint Weston and Sean Fisher in the Toyota Runex, also in the mix and hoping to do well. They've got a long way to go there.
Clint Weston also trying his hand at rallying this season. Now, in an older car, the S1600 Toyota Corolla of Paul Hendrik Franken and Uwe Pay. About 50 seconds off the pace at the end of this stage. And here's Ian Young, the young karting star, along with Herman Groenewald in the S1400 Toyota Yaris. The overall standings after stage 2, with Zulu leading Conradi by just under 9 seconds. So after 2 stages, the first chance of servicing, and this is in the service park at the Scotborough Country Club.
Chart, leading your class, how's it going out there?
No, it's very early days. Leading it doesn't mean anything. We're still trying to settle down, just take it easy and trying to keep it simple. It's a new navigator, a rebuilt car, so I just need to get my rhythm back and then we can take it from there.
Stephanie, Angela, one of the all-girl teams, how's your rally going?
Awesome. We had a bit of a misfire in the car, so our times are not that good, but we're getting on very well and the roads are awesome. We're having so much fun.
Now, Angela, this is your first national stage rally. How are you enjoying it?
It's very fun. It was a bit scary in the beginning when we did the shakedown, and I thought, oh, here we go. But after halfway through the first stage, I was into it, and now I'm fine. Now it's like second nature.
Stage